Ten,
Standby to take studio.
7, 6,
Standby camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, Skylar Boissonnault.
And I'm Victoria Dalton. On today's show, my co-host brings us a look at Morinville Business Dance Connection. Liam Weeks brings us his top picks on Netflix. Grade 9 MCTV student Sophia Chvojka and Jillian Andrews showcase their gold medal winning Skills Alberta regional video. And Joy Bourgeois returns with another installment of The Joy of Baking. But first, here's our top story.
For many staff and students, the past school year has been one that can't end soon enough. This has had many of us already looking forward to positive changes that will be occurring this September. One of the biggest will be the major upgrade to the CTS area outside of the construction, studio, and cosmetology classrooms. Construction begins later this year and will involve MCHS Foods program being permanently moved from its location outside the gym to the area that currently houses the Fashion Studies program. Reporter Benoit Wandler has a chance to talk to the foods teacher Mark Chvojka about these upcoming changes and how they will impact his program.
Behind me here is the Foods Lab at MCHS, and it hasn't changed too much since the building was first built in the 90s. Luckily, renovations for the Foods Lab have been in the plans for quite some time now, and should be expected to be completed in the coming school year, along with several other things that haven't been able to keep up with the times.
The Foods Lab is currently located in the Foods Room, which is just next to the gym. And it will be moving into the CTS area of the school after our new renovation is completed.
You know what? We've needed it for a long time. We have 2 kitchen spaces in that whole area, and we have about 200 kids who want to take foods every year. So it's not at all big enough. There's not enough kitchen space for everybody to work in there. And as is, we are cramped. So we need a better space.
Huge change for this school. This is going to put us back on the map a little bit to have that modernization here at the school. And I think with Mr. Chvojka in there, with his background in foods and having his own business, I think we got the right person in there, and I think kids will benefit from that expertise as well as the infrastructure itself.
We've been given $3.1 million for the renovation of the building, and then an additional, I think it's around $500,000 for furniture and equipment. So it's a significant amount. You know what, Mr. Chvojka does a great job in foods, and he's a food truck owner. He knows a lot about the culinary arts. So right now the foods program is great, but this new renovation is going to take it to high elevation when it comes to what students are going to be able to do, the equipment. We're going to get a double-decker pizza oven in there. We're going to have state-of-the-art ranges. We've got an ice cream machine coming in. We've got a blast chiller. It's going to be an amazing space for kids.
I think with the renovations here, I think we're going to feel like kind of we're hanging out and we're in almost like a new school to a certain extent or certain degree.
Yeah, we probably could have started a little bit earlier, but because of COVID last year and everything and the restrictions that took place, it'll actually take place toward the end of June this year. So yeah, there's been a bit of a delay, but we're just tickled pink the fact that we could actually get this going. We're just happy.
The entire layout of CTS as it stands now is going to be completely redone with the addition of a mezzanine and lounge, as well as a brand new cosmetology lab and fitness room. For MCTV, this is Benoit Wandler signing off.
Welcome back. With summer vacation just over a month away, the weather is definitely getting warmer. To see just how much things will be heating up in the Morinville area over the next week is our very own meteorologist, Victoria Dalton.
Thank you, Skylar, for the introduction. As you can see, all around the country, it is around 20 degrees, except for in Iqaluit, which is sun and clouds, and 2 degrees, and Whitehorse, which is raining, and 10 degrees. Over in Yellowknife, it is 17 degrees with sun and cloud. Vancouver is 16 degrees with sun and cloud. Regina is 20 degrees with a mix of rain, and Winnipeg is 20 degrees and sunny. Toronto is over here with rain and 10 degrees. Over on the East Coast, we have 12 degrees sun and cloud with St. John's. 15 degrees sun and cloud with Halifax, and 13 degrees sun and cloud with Montreal. Going on to the Alberta weather, we have throughout the province a lot of thunderstorms. The provinces that are experiencing thunderstorms, 19 for Medicine Hat, a high of 16 for Calgary, 17 for Red Deer, 14 for Grand Prairie, 20 for High Level, and 13 for Fort McMurray. In Edmonton, it is raining and a high of 16. And then over in Jasper, it is sun and rain and 13 degrees. And Banff is sun and rain with a high of 11 degrees. Going on to our current weather conditions, it is 12 degrees with a wind of 43 kilometers an hour. The relative humidity is 62%. Sunrise is at 5:14 a.m. and sunset is at 9:49 p.m. Going on to the weekly forecast, we have highs of around 20 throughout the whole week, the highest being on Wednesday, which is a high of 25. It is sun and clouds that day with a low of 13. The lowest it will get this week is at 6, which will be on Saturday with a high of 19. And then on Sunday, high of 23 and a low of 12. Monday, high of 22 and a low of 12. Tuesday is a high of 24 and a low of 13. Thursday is a high of 22 and a low of 11. Friday is a high of 19 and a low of 10. Back to you, Skylar.
Thanks, Victoria. Coming up next, MCTV students Sophia Chvojka and Jillian Andrews made history earlier this year as the first MCHS grade 9 students to ever win a medal at the Skills Alberta competition. Their entry in the Edmonton Regional Video Competition earned them a gold medal and a ticket to the Skills Alberta provincial competition, which was held last month. Here is their video based on the topic, "What is the most important lesson I've learned at school?"
We walk into school every day expecting the same experience as yesterday. Things stay consistent. We open a door to the same class, same teacher, and same peers. But each year, we open a new door, offering a new perspective of the world and new challenges to face. Sometimes it's a math problem.
Do you think water is wet?
And sometimes it's a logical problem.
Of course it's wet.
Water is not wet. Water's only wet when it touches the air.
It is always...
You leave some doors feeling inspired. We enter some hoping for the same outcome. Though you may leave some doors feeling drained and disappointed. And from my experience, disappointment hurts. There are times in life where the unexpected is expected because not everything at school is practical. Life is unordinary, and sometimes the lessons we learn don't pertain to education. Each door we open requires something new from us, and sometimes in life we have to leave things behind to move forward, bringing new knowledge with us to our next door.
Here are your school announcements for Friday, May 28th. Are you interested in having a career in policing? Well, you're in luck, because Edmonton Police Service is hosting a Youth Recruit Academy for Edmonton area high school students. This includes presentations from police units such as K9, Air 1, Traffic, and Public Safety. It will be held at St. Joseph Catholic High School from July 6th to 9th. To find out how to apply, contact Ms. Christensen. As well, grade 12s are attending post-secondary next year. There are many scholarships available. These can be found on the website scholartree.ca. The G Sacred Education Foundation are offering 4 $250 scholarships to current grade 9 students who are confirmed with their grade 10 registrations in a G Sacred high school. Application deadline is Monday, May 31st. Just a reminder to all students using the student parking lot, please slow down. Students are walking out there and people are pulling out in their vehicles, so you need to remember to be cautious. Remember to take your time when leaving and entering the parking lot. All grade 10, 11, and 12 students can apply for some awards that are offered at our awards night in November. If interested, please pick up the package in the front office. The due date is June 11th, 2021. Do you have a summer job? Are you interested in earning credits while you work? Registration for work experience will start tomorrow for grade 10s and Monday for grade 11s. See Mr. Lassard if you have any questions. For all these and other school information, keep connected by listening to the daily announcements, logging on to the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.ca, or by following the school on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, as well as to be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching MCTV Morinville.
Up next, Joy Bourgeois brings us another installment of The Joy of Baking. Today, she will walk us through a recipe that you might just go nuts over. Did someone say butter pecan walnut cake? Sounds like more. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, back here with Baking with Joy, and today we will be baking a butter pecan cake with chopped walnuts. It will be amazing, and it will be tasting joylicious. So let's get started.
For your dry ingredients, you want to have them evenly mixed. You also want a nicely beaten egg. Then you want to add your wet ingredients to your dry ones, which includes a well-beaten egg, oat milk, and olive oil. Then start mixing it all together so that your batter is smooth and mixed evenly. Then I mix my evenly chopped walnuts into my batter. When done mixing your batter evenly, spread it into a pan. Then, once your cake has been baked for 35 minutes, at 350 degrees, let cool for 10 minutes, and then you'll be able to cut it up and serve it.
Welcome back. Here with all the latest scores, including the NBA and NHL playoffs, is our very own sports analyst, Skylar Boissonnault.
Thanks, Victoria. Last night in the NHL Round One of the Stanley Cup playoffs continued. Toronto staged a 3-goal comeback to force overtime against the Montreal, but lost 4-3. The Maple Leafs still lead the best of 7 Series 3 games 2-2. The Hurricanes need a 4th straight overtime game to send the Predators packing. The final score was 4-3, and Carolina will now face the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning, in Round 2. On to the NBA playoffs. The Bucks took a 3-0 series lead over the Heat with a 113-84 victory. Denver edged Portland 120-115 to take a 2-1 series lead, and the Lakers beat the Suns 109-95. Los Angeles currently holds a 2-1 lead that in the best of 7 series. In the majors, Blue Jays lost to the Yankees 5-3. Cincinnati banked Washington 3-0. St. Louis edged Arizona 5-4, and the Dodgers beat the Giants 4-3. Coming up next, MCTV students have been busy this semester producing series of videos hitting local Morinville businesses. In today's installment, we will be taking a look at Dance Connection, which has been a community staple for 20 years and has taught countless individuals how to better express themselves via movement. Here's an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the business.
Dance Connection has been around Morinville for around 20 plus years, but I have just been managing it since the last 6 years, and right now we're located in the Morinville Center on the 2nd floor on 100th Street, just kitty corner from Scotiabank. Dance Connection is here for everybody in Morinville to come, boys and girls. We actually did have some adult classes running when adults could come into the studio. We teach tap, jazz, ballet, hip-hop, and acro. We start teaching typically 4:30 Monday to Friday, and then we have classes on Saturdays. Usually we start 9 or 9:30, and then we go till about 1 or 2 o'clock. Our dance season usually starts in September after school starts, and then our recital year end is usually Mother's Day weekend. We have 4 studios, so we can bring in a lot of kids, and we have 10 teachers right now. We are safe in here. We make sure the kids are safe. We have taped off all the floors to make sure that kids are socially distanced. We have markers in the hallways to make sure they're socially distanced when they come in. And we have one-way traffic in our studio now that you enter in the south door and exit out the north door. Our classes are usually spaced out so that teachers can clean the studios quickly before another group of kids come in. Our contact tracing is actually pretty good. We have we do pretty much take attendance as kids come in the door with the temperature taking. You need to keep kids going in dance because some kids, it's their only extracurricular activity and they just love it. We do have some students in families where dance is their only extracurricular activity, and parents have chosen us because they trust us to keep their kids safe. Families in Morinville are loyal to businesses in Morinville, and they have been really supportive of us making sure we keep our doors open so kids have a place to dance in Morinville.
Here's a look at upcoming events in Morinville and area. Yesterday, the Alberta government announced that Phase 1 of the province's reopening plan will begin on Tuesday, June 1st. This will allow outdoor gatherings of up to 10 people. Outdoor patio dining will resume with members of the same household. Personal and wellness service appointments will resume, and retail service capacity will increase back to 15% of fire code restrictions. Phases 2 and 3 will follow and are based on hospitalization and vaccination rates. The 40th annual Northern Alberta International Children's Festival of the Arts will be held from June 1st to June 6th. For more information, head to stalbert.ca. The Morinville Farmers Market is back. Head down to the Rendezvous Center every Sunday from 12 to 4 p.m. The outside version will run until September and will move indoors for the months of October and November.
Up next, Liam Weeks walks us through some of his favorite movies and TV shows, courtesy of Netflix, in a segment that we've hastily entitled Liam's Netflix Picks. Say that 5 times fast.
With everyone spending more time inside, digital media seems to be at an all-time high. And with more and more people flocking to streaming services like Netflix, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to share with you some of my favorite movies and TV shows that can be found on the platform. Starting off the list, we have The Queen's Gambit. The story of Beth Harmon, an orphan who develops an almost supernatural gift for chess. This limited series follows her journey to be the #1 chess player and the drug dependency that plagues her life. Honestly, I would recommend watching this if not just for the costuming and acting alone. You can really tell that everyone put their heart and soul into this project, and it's honestly one of the best live action dramas I've watched in a very, very long time. And up next, we have Avatar: The Last Airbender. The story takes place in a world torn apart by war brought on by the Fire Nation. Each nation is represented by an element and have warriors known as benders who are able to control the properties of their given element. The Avatar, the master of all 4 elements, is the only one strong enough to stop the Fire Nation's onslaught. However, the Avatar has been gone for 100 years, frozen in a deep sleep. We see what happens as he wakes up, and with the help of his friends he made along the way, trains to take on the Fire Nation's upcoming attack. A lot of us might have nostalgia for this show as it's something we might have watched as kids, but on a rewatch, it stands up. A lot of the themes discussed are still very topical today, and with a little bit more maturity, you can really understand the complex character arcs that almost every character goes through. Okay, this next spot was really hard to fill, and I knew I wanted it to be a Studio Ghibli movie, but honestly it could have gone to any of them. They are all very, very good. But the one I'm going to be talking about today is The Tale of Princess Kaguya. This follows the classic Japanese tale of the bamboo cutter. One day, a bamboo farmer cut a bamboo stalk only to reveal a small child inside. He takes the girl and raises her as his own daughter. We watch her grow up and how greed slowly finds its way into the family's hearts. The art on this movie is next level. It is done in a way that I've never seen before, and the watercolor technique that they use to animate it is breathtaking. I think this is a movie that everyone needs to see at least once, even if you don't like the story. And finally, if you're going to follow any of my advice, if you're going to watch one of these, I can't recommend the half of it enough. Following the life of Ellie Chu, an immigrant living in a small town, dealing with feeling outcasted and the culture shock that comes with moving to a new country. To make money, she writes papers for any classmates who are willing to pay, including Paul Munsky, a not-so-book-smart jock who solicits Ellie to write letters to his crush, who just so happens to also be Ellie's crush. At first glance, this might seem like your typical boy meets girl high school coming-of-age movie, but honestly, that's not the case. This movie deals with some really intense topics, like breaking out of the mold of people's expectations for your life, and the idea of platonic soulmates and the different ways 2 people can fall in love with each other. It is honestly so refreshing to see a male and a female protagonist who have minimal to no romantic feelings for each other. In YA fiction, we don't see a lot of boys and girls depicted as friends, which is why I think this movie is so unique, and in any other situation would probably just be depicted as another cheesy romance. I recommend enough stepping out of your box and watching something you otherwise might not. You might find yourself surprised. There's a lot of good stuff in genres that I would have never thought that I would be enjoying. From MCTV News, Liam Weeks reporting.
And that's it for another episode of MCTV News. Join us again on Thursday, June 3rd, when I'll be taking you to visit Deb's greenhouse. Davina Bolin will be spotlighting local author Riley Quinn on his release of his third book in the Lost Boys trilogy. My co-host Victoria Dalton will give us a look at the MCHS band program, and Liam Weeks has an interview with the reality TV show contestant. All this plus your sports highlight, Morinville 7-day weather forecast, and on the next installment of MCTV News. So, I'm pretty excited about hearing all the restrictions open up. Are you pretty excited?
I mean, I'm pretty excited, but then again, I have really nothing to do outside my house anyway, so I'm probably just going to be nothing's changed.
But things are going to be open now, so there will be things to do, which I'm really excited for. Definitely.
Nothing for me.
I'm excited for all the festivals and that are going to happen. I definitely have been missing them for the past few years.
Oh, yeah.
From all of us at MCTV News, I'm Skylar Boissonnault.
And I'm Victoria Dalton.